it's Angry Welshman back again. Now, this is just a short video that I think just needs to be done. It's gonna be quite short, and again, it's mostly my opinions, and I think everybody's opinion out there, all us normal people, people who believe in the Earth and space and the stars and the cosmos, and then the flat earthers. Now, this is going to be aimed primarily at Jeranism and the Globebesters, and oh boy, I am looking forward for the comment section for this, because usually when I do pick on these guys, like Flat Earth Arsehole or Russian vids, ooh, they come at me quickly. Now, out of everything I've seen from the Globebesters group, is that they are a group of people who love to bathe in their own ignorance. They bathe in, they love their opinions. They love their little pool of knowledge. And they treat their opinions and their sort of knowledge as fact, and damned to fucking everything else. And the only trouble is with this is that their videos are done in such a way to trick their fan base and to trick their viewer base into not noticing that they don't really know that the Globebesters crew don't know as much as they let on that they do. You know what I mean? Because they do observations, they do this, and they say it falsely, or they're just saying shit, and they just hope that their viewer base don't catch on. But unfortunately, for us, they don't catch on, and their comment section is just awash with, good job, death to the globe, death to the globe. No, shut up. My biggest thing with this, my biggest problem with Jeranism is just the two-facedness of him. He loves to call people names, and I'm terms towards, convicting basically scientists and other people, and calling other fucking YouTubers that they support fucking pedophilia and all this kind of stuff due to the lie. That disgusting video that he did on Stephen Hawking and the way he treated him. And he talks with utter disgust about everybody else. Jeranism comes across as quite a fucking bully. And it's the way he talks to people, the words he says, how he says things, it comes across as rather disgusting. But when it's pointed at him, oh boy, he switches that face fucking straight around, and he goes into apologetic, he goes into, meek mode. And goes, oh no, don't pull names, we should all work together. We should all love each other, and oh, shut up. I cannot stand for that kind of shit. Because I know fucking full well on how you talk to people and how you reply to people. Now, this is kind of a small video on just a little nitpick. This is because it says it's going to be quite a short video. Just a few little bits and pieces here and there on where Jeranism and the Globebesters group talk out their ass. Okay? So, these are just going to be things. So, let's just start off here.
I was showing here, I'll go back and show you. Lights, lightning, clouds, lights, land, stars. Let's look here. Stars, lights. Let's go to the light feed. What do you see here? Anybody? I can't be the only one that has a problem with this, so let's go look again. Let's look up Earth night photos. N-I-G. Oops. H-T. Let's see, one more time. Okay, that's, what is this? Is this real? Is this real? NASA. This one. Earth as seen from space. Lights, stars. Lights, stars. Lights. This from underneath the globe. Lights, thunder, lightning, clouds. Let's go back to live feed. Anybody?
Now, this is a constant problem with flat earthers. Now, I will be making another short video at some point with the same old arguments and things that flat earthers bring up that can easily be destroyed by just actually thinking. But this is just addressed to this little bit. Jeranism. You know full well, okay, that these images, okay, let's try and find, you know full well that these images are basically a part of a long exposure photography or time-lapse photography. You know full well that these pictures are taken due to long exposure times, and then it's editing that's been done to make everything look, you know, nice and pretty as it does. It's long exposure photographs. You fucking know this. It's not a simple photograph. Okay, which is why you see the city star, you see the city lights, and you see stars in them. And, you know, then you should, you know, like the one above here of Italy, I think it is, you know, and all this kind of thing. You know full well that these are, you know, time-lapse photography photographs, which take a fucking fuck ton of time to produce. And, yes, okay, and you talk about in other videos about the people in the cupola. And why because the camera is not powerful enough to pick up the stars. Or it's not designed to do that. Otherwise it'll have to whack up the exposure and the photos will be ruined because it'll be too fucking bright. Yes, our human eyes can pick up the night sky. But on many occasions, Jeranism, just step into a busy city where the lights are banging, or try and look up at the sky while standing under the powerful light of a street lamp. Okay, you won't be able to see any stars. And here's another thing for you to do, Jeranism and Globebesters, honestly, is try and take a picture of the night sky using your iPhone. I'm not talking about some kind of special, you know, settings or anything. Don't turn up the exposure or aperture or anything like that. Right, or shutter speed. Don't change any of that. Just take a quick picture, dunk, of the night sky when it's nice and starry. I guarantee you that you hardly pick up any of the stars in shot. You might pick up some of the really bright ones, perhaps, but in most cases, you won't see a single fucking thing. This is exactly my point. Think things through. The lot of you. It's getting on my fucking nerves. And a shit like this that's got to stop. Sorry, I got a bit angry there. Now, next thing. Now again, this is another thing of them falsely, in their videos, they know damn well about what all of this, but they're just hoping that their viewer base don't know. Okay? And they all do the silly jokes and everything. Okay, so let's watch this piece.
Ridiculous. I can't even believe it. So here we have the Earth photo from 1 billion miles away. From Cassini, right? Cassini captures mind-blowing image, and then it puts photo behind it, right? So I'm not sure what they're trying to qualify there.
Don't really understand what's funny there.
But here we have this perfectly resolute image from 1 billion miles away. You know, showing the United States and South America lit up, and it just so happens that it centers perfectly on this.
I get to see my house.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, you fucking can't.
So obvious this is real in this perfectly round Earth, but what's amazing is here you have the space. Here you have this. See that dot between Saturn's rings? That's us right here, right? All of us in Cassini's last view of Earth, 1 billion miles away. Well, now the first thing I got to ask, okay, if this is us, right? If this is the Earth, and we're just a planet that's reflecting sun. Where are the gajillions of stars that should be out there, right? We should be seeing stars absolutely everywhere. If the camera is set to pick up the very faint light of the Earth, which is at night, no less, right? Then where are the...
Again, he's done a little bit of a problem here. Okay, I'll get to the main point in a second. Now, this faint light, no it isn't, okay? The reason why you don't see any stars is because I don't think the camera is set up for exposure images, okay? First of all, from this distance, the Earth is probably in the shot the largest and brightest thing in the sky, which is why you can see it at all. So, in terms of some sort of exposure, it's easily able to pick up the Earth and not have any stars in shot. Hell, it probably doesn't even need to adjust any sort of exposure. Because remember, this is only 1 billion miles away, not the light years like many of the stars are, only 1 billion miles away. I say only quite loosely there. And that's the reason why I picked it up, because it's near to Saturn. This is possibly the largest thing in shot. That's the closest to it. That's visible to see because it's reflecting the light. It's just quite that simple. I don't understand why I need to explain this shit.
The rest of the stars in all these other pictures.
The aperture.
Yeah, the aperture.
Well, that could be it, but you dismiss it based on nothing.
So come on, Globers, let's answer that one again. Use your head, for crying out loud.
Most people do, but you still don't believe them.
Because if we're seeing the Earth from this fantastical distance, a billion miles away,
You can see the moon. You can see the moon too.
You see the moon. That's impossible because if you can see both, then it's the same thing as us looking at Venus or Mercury, right? We're on the inside track, so how is the sun at the place that is showing that?
exactly.
Well, quite easy. The sun is probably behind you, behind shot, or it could be to the right, or it could be to the left. This is quite a far distance. How can you tell how much of the Earth or Moon is being lit up here? Because of how far away the light is. See, now you're just making up shit.
And the rings right in front of you must be lit up by the sun as well.
Yes, companies have
Right, I'm going to get back to my original point.
to own up to their lies, essentially. Sage again for the two videos that I was playing earlier. So not so obvious in sense of humor on that, so I wanted to give a shout out on that. So next thing we're going to is I wanted to take a look at this. Here's an article from Russia Today, RT, and this again is so over the top, ridiculous. I can't even believe it. So here we have the Earth. So I'm not sure what they're trying to qualify there, but here we have this perfectly resolute image from a billion miles away. Showing the United States and South America.
Right, here's the point. You guys are Globebesters, right? And the guy who's talking, I'm not quite sure what your name is, and to be quite honest right now, I don't give a shit. You know fucking full well that is not the subject matter of this article. You know full well this is just a grab it, this is a hook image. Just for you to click on it, it's a hook image. The subject matter is the picture down below. You fucking know this. You know full well that this is a composite image from one of the orbiting satellites. You know fucking full well. But you're hoping that your viewer base don't know that, don't you? I fucking knew that straight away when I saw this article. This was just a hook image, just to draw you in. Don't know why they choose to do that, but it's from Russia Today. I know I have to admit it's not linked, it's not sourced, it's not like what this actually is, or anything like that. But I'm not sure how this, thing works. But this is just a hook image, and you know full well it is. Don't fucking lie to me. On to the next bit. Now this is something a little bit silly because Jeranism has had this done before.
See that they do something that makes that out here in this black. Where is this blackness coming from?
Well, Jeranism, when you're in your room and the light is on, when you turn the light off, what happens? That's right, it gets dark.
What are these stars?
It's not stars, for fuck! Jeranism, how many times has it been pushed down your throat when you look at, when you've done this layers video before? Red's Rhetoric shoved this down your throat a few times already. Again, this is the same thing. He knows exactly what these are. But he's hoping that his viewer base doesn't. He knows full well that this is the result of a damaged camera sensor. And the only reason why they're doing this with the light off is to probably get a better kind of look at the flame, so they can see the flame better, which you do, because fire is more observable at night. You can see more of it, I would imagine. But he knows full well that this is a result of a very damaged camera sensor. But, he comes up with the excuse that this is stars and a back layer, or CGI, or oh look, they're trying to copy what the stars are. No, gentlemen, you know fucking full well. This is just one I've decided to put in because it made me giggle.
Mars rover, which is said to be currently traversing the Mars landscape It's been there now for 5, 6 years, doesn't matter. It was actually planned to only be in operation for 18 months, and they just keep getting more money at the end of each month or the end of each year as part of the budget to keep it going. Of course, if you've ever seen the show Short Circuit, the movie, 1 or 2, or they might have more than that. This is just like an exact copy of Johnny 5. Pretty sad. But
Exact copy of Johnny 5. I'm not quite sure what Short Circuit film you remember, but that doesn't look like Johnny 5. Right? This is Johnny 5. That quite obviously is not Johnny 5. Johnny 5, Curiosity Rover. Johnny 5, Curiosity Rover. Johnny 5, Curiosity Rover. Yes, the laser's only there. Probably in reality you probably would not be able to see the laser. That's just a represented image. Again, it's him trying to be funny. Him trying to be quirky. It's, oh, look at me. No, Jeranism, just stop it. Again, here, this is where they come up with their own opinions, they give reasonings, and then they dismiss it without any sort of reasoning. Okay?
They're going to say that the reason that she remains that way is because of the G-force
Hang on.
Right, so at this point, now they've been
Let's
up
start
there
again
4
from there.
minutes. We know that the rocket's horizontal, yet the girl is still hanging down this way. Now, why wouldn't she be hanging with the force of gravity? I mean, now these guys are sitting perpendicular almost to the Earth, so this should not be hanging this way anymore.
I know.
Good.
At least I know what their excuse is going to be.
Yes, it's just an excuse rather than actual fact, because, you know, it's not what you perceive everything to be.
To say that the reason that she remains that way is because of the G-force acceleration.
That's nonsense. I thought they were going to
Why is it nonsense?
say that too. It's just nonsense.
Well,
Giggle, giggle, giggle. Nonsense, nonsense, nonsense. No, Jeranism. Why? Why did you dismiss that? Why is it nonsense? You going to give us anything for that? No. Oh, you think it should be pointed on that way. Jeranism, get a stick, okay? Get a stick. And on that stick, put a piece of ribbon on it. A long piece of ribbon or a long piece of string. Now, spin in a fucking circle really quickly. That ribbon will practically be parallel to the floor. That ribbon will follow in the way that the stick is travelling. Because of G-force, because of the direction of of its travelling. Which is exactly what's happening here. It looks perfectly normal. And yet again, you dismiss it and don't agree with it based on nothing whatsoever, and don't give any reasoning yourself. This is the kind of problem I have with you. And yet all your viewer base is just lapping it all up. It's fucking hilarious. Good grief. Right, this is another one.
That's with the other one. These are the ones with the...
This is him looking at him or RE8 images.
What do you call it? The Terminator?
And I think you can possibly tell that he's going to find something wrong with it.
Okay, so we'll look at more of these. Go to the 2.2.
And look, I would like to point out what he wants you to pay by Patreon, PayPal, Amazon, and what the hell that is, Twitch, and Bitcoin. Why the fuck does he need so much money? You get fucking ad revenue for your videos, you greedy bitch.
Okay, come on up, correct. Okay, so these are the ones that do have the night, but again, if you drill into these real deep, you're going to see that they are not actual photos either.
Are you going to give any reasonings for that? And also, what you term as a photo? Because there were analog cameras, you know, just took a thing on film. Now things are digital. And then the camera digitally enhances them based on settings. So what, Jeranism, do you class as a photo? This is the problem. Like a normal camera, digital camera nowadays, does loads of settings, adjusts the lighting and the exposure and the colouring and everything to get the best photo that you'd like. Most cameras do that themselves. You don't have to do Photoshop anymore. So it's not actually adjusting to reality at all. So Jeranism, please enlighten us with what you think, or you determine is an actual photo.
Okay, you can look through these, lots of pictures, and they're huge. They're really, really big. So I'm comparing with these. Okay, those are listed under the Himawari Daily Simple Contrast. And again, we can go back to the parent directory. Oh, don't do that. Go back forward like that one. Ah, shoot. Hold on, I'm trying to get back to where I was. So then there's also little folders here for 2017 and 2016. So if we open up like 2016, then you've got your months. So we can go to March.
It's quite funny that they were also moaning and complaining they didn't have any photographs of the Earth, and lo and behold, they're given tens of thousands, and they still don't fucking like it.
And you've got a whole bunch of more images from March 2016. Bring up one of these. So, and you get some interesting images like this. What is going on here? Certainly interesting.
Probably if you look,
So, I mean, there's
if
more
you looked at digital cameras, you probably found that out for yourself.
images than I could ever go through here. And when I find something, I love to give it out. Because if anything was going to be found here, I'm not going to be able to search for months and weeks to try and find it. You know, these are the Himawaris, but you can see, if you think these are real, that's up to you. If you think these are real images, I can just see the pixel changes down here in the bottom. And looking at the pixel changes up here, these look like digital representations to me, as if they took that cloud data, and I'll show you more why I think that when we find.
Yeah, Jim, give me some reasoning why you think it's fake. But so far, you have not. And also, like I said, with what you said with the pixelating, define a photo. You can take it. It all depends on resolution and what they want from the image. And that's taking it from a million miles away, that Himawari itself, I think I'm right in saying. I could be wrong on that, so I do apologise if I am. You can take some pictures now of, let's say, a shadowy object. Let's say like I took a ball and a quarter of it was on shadow. You'll probably get the same effect. You know? Again, define what a fucking photograph is. What do you consider real and edited? Even though most digital cameras nowadays, you know, digitally enhance photos as you fucking click the button. And I'm just going out on a limb here, but I don't really think the Himawari 8 is a standard SLR digital camera, would you? I don't think Himawari just literally attached something from Halfords or PC World on there. Probably something a little bit more expensive, I might add. Okay, so that's it for me for this little short burst of video. I had to do something to address some of this stuff, and it's only minor. I very highly doubt Jeranism's even going to acknowledge the existence of this video, and good on him if he does. He can come on to this video and comment as much as he likes. He can even try to make a video that takes the piss out of it. I really don't give a shit. But anyway, and I'll see you all again. I hope to have some videos out soon. Like I said, I would like to have some 3D models of the solar system and stars and many other things out at some point, but I don't want to make them too simplistic, because I want to make them, you know, because I don't want to have too many reasons for flat earthers to bitch and moan about my models. So give them good reasons, and some of them are working quite well. I'm doing one now on retrograde motion, and to be quite honest with you, it's not, but it's extremely simple. I'm gonna have to work out some scaling issues, some scale issues, and timing and how much I might do. But to be quite honest with you, what I've produced looks very exactly similar to what Stellarium you see on Stellarium websites, which explains how the quote-unquote wandering stars, i.e. the planet, explains their motions in the night sky. But, you know, I'll save that for another day as I get them improving. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and like the video, please. And I'll have more videos out soon. There we are. Good night.